Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about our anchor point tools. So we're just going to try and cover these things and use it to make something like this. I know it's really boring to just show you the anchor point tool and tell you that, okay, it makes this and that, but it's much more fun when you can actually end up doing something with it. So let's just get started. Go to File, New. Let's just make a 5 into 5 inches with the RGB mode. And then click create. Go to your ellipse tool. First we're going to try and make an ellipse. So click and drag and make something like this, and go ahead and choose none as your stroke color, and for the fill let's choose something yellow. I'll leave the links or the hex codes for this color back in the description box so you can go pick it up from there. Now it's time to add an anchor point, so right click and say add anchor point tool, and let's add an anchor point somewhere over here. Now right click and go to delete anchor point tool, and let's delete this point right here. So now you can see you have a nice whatever shape here. Click on the curvature tool, click and try to drag it in as much as you want. So let's move this and a little up so that's a little rounder. And then let's go ahead and add another anchor point over here, so that we can move it up a bit. So click on your curvature tool and then move it up a bit so that it's nice and curved. Click on V on your keyboard, or you can go to the selection tool here and you have the upper part of the beak ready. So if you want, you can to make it even more sharper. I think it's a little more sharper right here. So what you can do is you can go back to your anchor tool and try to bring it down a little bit. So yeah, that makes it a little sharper. Now let's copy it and do the same for the lower part of the beak. Control C to copy, Control F to paste on top. And now right click, transform, reflect, and let's give a horizontal reflect so it's just right down. Click OK. Click, hold your shift key down and bring it down. Now we have to make sure it's smaller in size, so click, hold your shift key down and make it a little smaller. And bring it down a little bit so that it gets adjusted and looks like a beak. So if you go back here, now we have to make this oval shape and then the rest of the image. So let's go back here and click on the ellipse tool. Click and drag to make an oval shape. Now let's color this almost white, because if you make it completely white, it'll get lost in the background. Let's copy this, Control C, and let's paste it on top. Let's Control F. Now hold your Shift key down, Option key down, click and reduce the size. Now this one, let's make it black. Make sure the fill is black and not the outline. I've removed outline for everything because I don't want it here. Now go back to your selection tool, click outside and just look at what you've created. Now we have our beak and our eyes ready, and we just need a face. So let's go ahead and click on the ellipse tool again, but this time hold your shift key down and drag to make a circle. Let's click on this and bring it almost to the top. This. Now we need to send it back. So right click, arrange and send to back, or you can also press Command Shift and open square bracket. Let's color this to something blue like we have here. So now it's time to edit this. So let's go ahead and select our delete anchor point tool and let's just delete this, because this is how we want it to be. And let's go back to our direct selection tool, click on this and drag it a little bit so that this covers the face up to here. And then now we're gonna go ahead and put some anchor point over here and try to, and then go back to our direct selection tool and click and drag. Oh, sorry, I clicked the handle. So let's go back. Click and drag so that you have your thing ready. So now I want these two to be a little smaller because they don't look exactly how I want them to be. Hold your shift key down and pull them down and then adjust it so that it looks like this. So this is how I have it here. So I can make the same thing. Like I'm going to select everything and just rotate it a little bit. And then there you go. This is how you can use your anchor point tools to actually modify your shapes. But there's one more thing which I didn't cover, and that is the anchor point tool itself. So let's see what we can do with that. So let's go ahead and select our ellipse tool. I'm going to click and drag and make an ellipse. Now I go right click and go to my anchor point tool, and I'm just going to click on this, and this is what happens. So if I click on this, so you get a beautiful petal kind of a shape right here, and you can use this to make flowers. For example, if you click on this, and then I'm going to actually use my right click, and then you can say transform and rotate, and then you can give a 90-degree or like 45-degree, and click on copy, so it makes another copy right here, and then you can just drag and put it here. Now I'll select these two, just bring it over here. Now go to your Pathfinder window, and then you have your Pathfinder right here. That is if you cannot see it here. Go to your Pathfinder and click on Unite. When you do that, you get this beautiful petal kind of a thing. So what you can do is you can copy these things around and make a flower. I'll just show you how it's done. So yes, you can do a flower like this. I'll go to ellipse tool and then check the center, control option shift, and draw a circle. This will make sure that you draw it from the center, and then I can give it a pretty center if you want. And then you have a flower right here. So let me just go ahead and grab all the petals. Hold your shift key down and click and click and click. And then now go to your Pathfinder again. That's window and then Pathfinder. And click on Unite so that it forms one basic shape. Now just click on it, Control C and Control F. It just pasted on top. Now hold your shift key down, option key down, and click and reduce it. So it makes another tiny petal flower within that. And let's color it something different. Let's make sure, let's give it a bright orange because it's okay. No, I'm just going to change that. I'm just going to color the outside petal to orange. You can use this to make something like this as well. The next one is the curvature tool. I think we already saw how you can use the curvature tool, but I'll show you something else with it. Click on it and make sure the color is selected to stroke and not the fill. Let's choose some green color for this. I'll take it from the color here. If you cannot see it, go to window and color. Let's just click and then click, and then you can kind of move it around and as and however you want. So yeah, there you go. So you can make a complete nice talk kind of thing with this. Once you're done with this, click V on your keyboard to go back to your selection tool, and then you can go to stroke. If you cannot see it, go to window, stroke, and then choose the point a little bigger, maybe 3. That's too big, I guess. No, it's okay. And then click on rounded cap and rounded corner. And then if you want a dashed line, you can always do this, but let's just keep it like that. And let's adjust this a little bit. And let's move this to back by pressing Command Shift and open bracket, open square bracket, and it goes right back. So yeah, this is basically how you can use the anchor point tool, the curvature tool, and also the direct selection tool to create something that you really like. I don't like these colors, so maybe you should go and change that as well. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll get back to you guys with a new video next week. Bye.